Hello and welcome. My name is Kathy A, and this is part 2 of my faves and flops of February and March. This is all makeup stuff, and so I thought I would go over quickly a kind of a full range of makeup. It's great to be back, and I'm just so happy to be able to film again. This is not a permanent setup here. This is really just kind of makeshift until I get everything unpacked and where it's supposed to be right now. As you know, when you're moving, everything is in boxes and bags and not where it should be. So I'm just going a little bit crazy. But okay, let's start with a primer, and this was a new one that I tried. This is the PoreFessional. This is the hydrating version from Benefit. I didn't find it all that hydrating, actually. I think out of the two, I still prefer the original PoreFessional. I don't think this one was as effective as it could have been. And for the price, I think, you know, the e.l.f. hydrating putty primer is probably a better deal, I think. So the PoreFessional, the hydrating version, I don't think it's that much different or that hydrating. So it doesn't really do what it says. I want to talk about, I have several foundations that I tried over the past couple of months. I like to try a foundation a couple of weeks in a row because your skin is constantly changing, and there are some times of the month that your skin is kind of shedding more. So, and you probably notice this when you try foundation sometimes. If it's in that bad time of the month with your skin, the foundation looks really patchy and you could see little dry flakes and stuff on your face. So I tried to give this a full month, and this is the number 7. This is the Protect and Perfect All-in-One Foundation. This is supposed to be really good for you. I absolutely hated this. This went straight to lace pattern on my face. It was just horrible, 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 horrible. And I wanted to like it because I like number 7. I think that it's a great brand. There are some good products in that line. I love the skincare of this line, but this was terrible. Oh my gosh. It was just, you know, a lot of foundations on me anyway will tend to get kind of a lacy pattern around my nose or under my eyes after they dry down. When they first go on, some of them look like they have great potential when they first go on, and then they dry down and they suck. So yeah. Same thing true with this one. This is the Physicians Formula, and this is the Silk Foundation Elixir. This is like a serum foundation. I had a horrible time with this, and it's supposed to be new. It's the kind with the eyedropper. You know, you put it on and you can smooth it in with, you know, either a brush or a sponge. Yeah, no scent. I mean, I like Physicians Formula. I know that the same mother company that bought well, Wet n Wild is Marquin's. So Physicians Formula is owned by Marquin's, and Marquin's does makeup for Dollar Tree. They also own Wet n Wild and Black Radiance, and so I'm not sure if they're just using a cheaper formula with this or what, but this was a total fail for me. I didn't think there was very much coverage, and what coverage there was, it just kind of grabbed onto any of the texture on my skin. So this was a total fail. Physicians Formula, and that is the Silk Foundation Elixir. Okay, I've given this one so many chances that I've given up now. This is the ESTEE LAUDER Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Makeup. It's got SPF 45. I thought that was really nice that they had such a high SPF in it. This was terrible, and I've just not had any luck with ESTEE LAUDER foundations. They just don't work on my skin. This was awful. I mean, it just immediately had the little polka dots on my chin. It sunk into the line, and I kept patting it out and it kept sinking again. It broke apart after only like an hour or so. It made it look even worse. I was so embarrassed at work because they know I do makeup reviews and they know I'm like, you know, the beauty guru kind of gal. But I tell you, ooh, oh my God. And it's very expensive, this Estee Lauder stuff. So it didn't work for me. I think if you have really dry skin or skin with a lot of texture and lines on it, this is not a good choice. Okay, do I ever like anything? Yes. Oh my gosh. I love this. This is almost, and I guess you can only have one holy grail, so it isn't going to be that, but it's a good tie, a good second place. This is Neutrogena Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector. Now this is more of a skin tint BB cream kind of a foundation. I love this. I wore this the whole time I was moving. It just puts a beautiful coat of skin-like luminosity. There is that little bit of smell like suntan lotion, you know, the SPF in there. There is an SPF in here. What is that? 20. But it's a strong smelling SPF. I think that's the only negative to this, because the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector, absolutely fabulous. This is one of my favorites. This is probably my favorite. I found this in the TJ Maxx. I don't know why it was there. This is the stick foundation version of MAC. And this is NC20, which I generally use under my eye. I generally use that as a concealer, so it's very brightening for me, even though it is on the yellow side. So I think I just didn't find that it blended very easily, and I think that the formulation just feels a little too, maybe too thick, and it's just not blend friendly. I am loving the powder that they have. This is the Light Plus powder, mineral skin finish. When you put this on your skin, it's got a similar effect to many of the Hourglass powders. You know, MAC was kind of the beginning of a lot of this luxury makeup stuff, and I am working on a special for MAC. A lot of things happened, as you know, and it kind of put that on the back shelf. It takes a lot of research to do those docutorials, but there is a MAC docutorial on the way. I'm halfway through the book on Viva MAC, it's called. So I'm getting all my kind of research material. I just have to get, you know, pull it together. So I'm hoping to have that MAC special done pretty soon. This is the Light Plus Mineralized Skin Finish in Natural. For contour, KEVYN AUCOIN, of course, this is the medium sculpting powder, and what this does is it kind of gives you a shadow effect rather than a reddish orange effect like a lot of the bronzers would do. This is a matte powder that's really supposed to be a structural kind of makeup. It's not supposed to be used like a bronzer. You want to use this only where you want to give the illusion of structure and dimension to your skin. So this is the medium powder. I did want to try the side by side the NYX Taupe blush, which everybody says is a dupe for it. It isn't. It is a little bit on the ashy side, I think, the NYX one. So if you use the NYX one, some people call it NYX, and that is not correct. It is NYX. NYX is the goddess of the night, and I think I went through that on my special. Now this, you can see, this is the KEVYN AUCOIN right next to the NYX, and you can see there is a difference here. The KEVYN AUCOIN is a little bit more neutral, and the NYX is a little more reddish ash. So I think that they're both fine, and of course price-wise the NYX is great. But I think on the skin, I think the KEVYN AUCOIN translates better and looks more natural, like a dimensional contour, rather than, and the NYX blends really nicely as well. It's just, it seems to go ashy on me, and I just think that that's not It's not a good look sometimes. These two blushes I picked up because, well, just because. They're new and they're from Essence, and these blushes, it's just called The Blush. This one is in Befitting. Now this is a darker shade, and this comes off much darker on the skin than I'm comfortable with. And it didn't, I don't know, it just didn't blend as well as I would have liked. Usually Essence blushes are really, really nice. I've liked their other ones. I think it was Coral Love and True Love or something like that. Those were great. These are a slightly different formula, and I didn't like this color, but this color, I think it's called Blooming. Yeah, Blooming. This looks like nothing. I mean, it doesn't even look like a blush, but when you put it on your skin, on your face, you get this beautiful, subtle kind of glow, and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It gives you, especially in the daytime at work, I love this. It just makes your skin look pretty. And it's a pretty shade. I don't know if it's going to show up because it's so light. If you are medium to light-skinned fish belly white girl like me, it's just something that enhances your skin, and it isn't too strong. You really can't overdo this one. So those of you who love to put a lot of blush on, you're going to like this because it's hard to ruin this one. So Blooming. And again, it looks like nothing, doesn't look like a blush, but it does transform your skin into healthy looking prettiness. So I tried this quite by accident. I've always loved CHRISTIE Brinkley. I've always felt like when I grew up I wanted to look like CHRISTIE Brinkley, and there was a time in my life where I had a similar kind of vibe going. This is a blush from her, and it's called POSH. This is one of the prettiest blushes I own. I think this is just stunning on. This is one of my, yeah, definitely one of my favorite blushes. It blends beautifully. It looks like a beautiful natural flush. I can't keep putting blush on. I'm going to work today. They're gonna think I'm a painted lady. It's beautiful. If you see this color POSH from CHRISTIE Brinkley, it is stunning. It lasts all day, and I did pay my own cash money for these items. I don't think there's nothing here that was sent to me, so it's all my cash money. Some of it's going back so I can make my rent for April. Yeah, this is POSH from CHRISTIE Brinkley. Beautiful packaging, nice mirror, and it's just a very wonderful blush. So if you happen to run across CHRISTIE Brinkley, if it's on sale, or if you see it at TJ Maxx, I'm not sure exactly. I think I got it at TJ Maxx. And I think I spent like $5 or $6 on it, and I'm sure that's not the regular price. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? This is the Sugar Rush from Tarte. This is a series they came out with, I think, for children. I can't imagine this is for adults. I'm such a sap for packaging, because all of these things, it's just adorable. It looks like a little beehive, and all of the things, there's like a little bee shape in one of the cans. There's like no, I thought this would have a lot more cohesive color story to it, and that I could use it for a variety of things, but I can't. This is not a good, you get a one-eye look from this, really. You don't get a lot of looks from this. It is a very odd assortment of colors. These glitters are way too glittery, and then there's not really a good transition shade in here. I like to have, you have a big palette like this, I like to have some kind of a transition crease shade that will be more of a neutral here, and there's no neutrals. And then the ones that do look neutral are kind of shimmery and satiny. So this was a fail. I mean, it was adorable, but it was a fail, and I just feel so stupid that I bought this, because I think I did swatch this last month when I was in Ulta. I have also enjoyed the MAC. This is the Amber x9, and this is one of their smaller 9-pan palettes. This is about as basic as you can go. This is shimmers and mattes in here, some really good base shades. So if you just need a good basic eye, this is great. This is kind of like my shade and light situation, but there are some shimmers in here too. I think this is a great all-around palette, and I have enjoyed using that. The big star for this month, and the one that I used often, was my KEVYN AUCOIN, and this is the Simply Nude palette. This is something that, of course, I dropped it when I was moving. This thing got messed up. But anyway, you have your light matte, you have a nice medium here, and you've got a dark, and then you've got a shimmer. So it really covers all the bases for the perfect basic eye look. And I think this is just a wonderful thing. KEVYN AUCOIN makeup is really wonderful. The newer releases are, of course, not Kevin's. I mean, he passed away. So it's his partner who is running the company now. So whoever's doing it, they're trying to do it in the memory of KEVYN, but it's not him that's creating a lot of these things. So keep that in mind. You're not really getting a KEVYN AUCOIN. You're getting the company KEVYN AUCOIN. And these designs are wonderful. This one is probably one of my favorite palettes right now. I was just watching somebody else's review, and they said they didn't like this palette, and I do. This is the Icy Fantasy palette. Again, I dropped it in the move. It has purples, it has greens, it has neutrals, a little bit pop of blue here. I think it's got a really nice variety of shades, and this is actually what I used to line with. It's kind of a satiny blue, and I didn't hit pan on it, I dropped it, so there's a big difference there. This has got a great assortment of colors, so I like this, and it is the Icy palette from Morphe, and I'm not a big Morphe fan. I don't like how they treat their, well, anyway, I'm not a Morphe fan, but I did like this, and I did like the color combinations of this because I didn't have them in other places. This is the Tarte Glow Wand, and it's supposed to be a combination of the Shape Tape and a highlighter. I don't know what I was thinking. This is another thing. I don't know what I was thinking when I got this, because what can you use this for? If you're using concealer under your eyes, using a shiny highlighter under your eyes isn't really the best thing if you have a lot of texture. And then I thought, well, maybe it's a concealer for your cheeks if you happen to have acne or something, or rosacea on your cheeks. So I tried using this, and it's kind of like, it comes in different shades, so it's not like it's so cute. Isn't that cute? Let me just show you. It's kind of like Shape Tape with a highlighter in it, and I just don't see the point. The highlighter part I have used as a highlighter. I just don't understand the Shape Tape part. Is that supposed to give it longevity, or? Concealer, I'm still using my KYLIE Cosmetics concealer. I think it's the color. The color of this is just fabulous. It's not too light. It blends in nicely with the skin, and I'm not a huge Kardashian person. Well, not at all, actually. But I do like this, and everybody's saying, oh, it's the same thing as ColourPop. Well, no, it's not. This is not the same thing as ColourPop. It's got a different formulation. There's different ingredients in this than the ColourPop concealer, which I did not like the ColourPop concealer. So this is the Kylie Jenner, and this shade is called Gypsum. It's not a flower. Gypsum is the name of the shade. It's the perfect, not too light, not dark concealer shade. It lasts all day. It doesn't get that lace look. It doesn't sink into my wrinkles. When I put it on, I just put lightly here, little dots or little tiny lines, and I blend it in with my ring finger, which I have dark eyeshadow on right now. Hello. And it works really well. So if you are looking for a concealer, the KYLIE concealer line is pretty good. And don't go too light with your concealer, because then you can get that kind of raccoony look, and I hate that. I really do. We'll go into, oh God. This is the new sponge from Real Techniques. And the top of it is this kind of silicone, it looks like a fingerprint, like Jolly Green Giant's fingerprint is on there. So the idea behind this is you put your foundation on the silicone and then you kind of, you know, dot it in and you blend it in. It's like using your hand. I can't get past that. It looks like a sex toy or something. Yeah. So I wound up using the back of this, you know, sponge to do most of the blending. It's just too weird for me, and I'm not a silicone fan, and the little imprint that looks like a fingerprint, yes, you can feel it, but I don't think it blends any better than using the sponge. So okay, mascara. I was watching somebody else, it might have been Jen Loves Reviews or somebody, but she said this was the best lash primer ever. This is MILANI, and this is the violet one, and what this does is, see this, it's like a violet goop, and you brush it into your lashes and it makes them all pretty and violet, and then you put your mascara over the top, and it's supposed to give you these beautiful big long lashes. Well, it just made them look clumpy, and I don't like lash primers. I prefer to just have a good mascara and put a second coat of that on. I don't understand why we need to have a light lavender one. And if you have to look in your 10 by mirror to get all of the lavender out, because once you put this on, if you get it real close to your eyelashes, it's bright lavender. So you have to cover all of that with your black mascara. This reminds me of when they gave you the little red tablets to chew as a kid, and then you had to brush your teeth to get all the red out. The purple, this didn't work for me, and I didn't think that it gave any better lash or bigger lash than a regular 2 or 3 coats of mascara would have done. So this was kind of a fail for me, and I don't get it, why she liked it so much. I don't know, maybe she got it in PR, I don't know. So now this one is Maybelline's Falsies Lash Lip Mascara. And I kept it in the packaging for a reason. It's going back. I saw, you know, a few reviews. People thought this was great, gave you huge honking lashes, loved it, loved the brush, loved this, loved that about it. And I thought it was okay. The lash look was okay, but the big thing for me is how it wears throughout the day, and it did not wear throughout the day. It was absolutely horrible. When I came home, I had all kinds of smeary little lines all up in my upper lid here, and that's, to me, is a fail on a mascara. If you can't hold yourself as a mascara on my lashes without dipping into, you know, leaving little dings up there, because when I go to my work day, I can't stop to be fixing my makeup. I mean, I can put some lipstick on after lunch or something, but I can't be fussing with my mascara. In the afternoon, I had a ton of people in. We were, you know, making some major decisions about the business, whether it was going to close for 2 weeks or not because of this virus thing. And they were sitting in a meeting with me, and I had all these little dings all over my upper lid. And I was like, they're not going to take me seriously if I, you know, wear something like this. So I look at it in terms of its wearability, and if it leaves any kind of dings, usually when I'm sweating and hot and nervous, that's when I tend to, you know, it heats up or something, I don't know, and the lashes bang up against my upper lid, and if the mascara is not good and holding, it leaves little dings, and that's huge. So this was a fail. Mascara, Falsies Lash Lip Mascara. Sorry, Maybelline. Bad mascaras. Mac, what is with you in the mascaras? Okay, when I was first researching the MAC line so I could get kind of a full face of makeup, this one was popular, and this was the False Lashes Extreme Black Mascara. And this did the same thing. It left, you know, dings on my upper lid. it wasn't that great a formula. It didn't really give me huge lashes. So this was a fail. And then they came out with this one, which is, I think they've still got this one out too. This is the MAC Up For Everything Lash. This, I think, was the same bad formula as the other one, just a different shaped brush. Absolutely horrible. It didn't last very long. It also left dings on my upper lid. Terrible. So when I was in TJ Maxx, they're selling this, which I liked. This is the Bold and Bad Lash, Bad and Bold Lash. What it is you have a little thin lash wand right here that you can use on your lower lashes or in the corners. And then once you put that in, you can undo the big one, and you've got kind of a, it's a dry mascara though. It's not huge. I think the little one is the one I like the best. This one, the formula and everything, I like the best, but this worked really well, and they discontinued it. So it's part of some kind of line. MAC's always bringing out new mascaras. There's a new one out. I just saw an ad for a brand new one. So yeah, the Big Bold Lash is not bad. I still think the Giga Black is their best mascara right now. This is the Thrive Liquid Lash Extender. And this is, you know, everybody's saying, because it is a tubing mascara, which means, you know, once you put it on your lashes, it kind of seals in. And when you're washing it off at night, it's kind of fun. You can actually pull the lash and the stuff comes off like little gloves. And they look like little spider legs going down the drain. It's easy to remove that way. I don't think it gives the best, biggest lash though, and I think it's a little overhyped myself. It's a little expensive. I like the concept that Thrive has where for every product you purchase, they donate a product to cancer makeup group or shelters or some other group. There was a huge lawsuit that went on last year. I don't know how it turned out, but some of the groups that they donate to were looking at the financial records that Thrive reported, and the numbers did not match up. It looked like they had received a lot more income than the amount of equal product that was produced, and I'm not sure how they factored that, because like you may buy a mascara, that doesn't mean they're giving a mascara to the group. They may just be giving kind of a lesser priced item like a brow pencil or something to a group. So regardless of what product you buy, that's not necessarily the exact thing they're donating. So you don't know what they're donating, and of course it wouldn't equal out in the money. So I don't know how it all came out. I like the idea of Thrive. They have a really good basis for what they do, and I'm sorry to be the messenger on something like the lawsuit, but I'm sure that it's been straightened out because they're still in business, and I just think it's a great idea. But you do pay a little bit more for the products from, this is just driving me nuts. Okay. So this is just, I think it's overhyped. I don't think it's the best mascara in the world. I do like tubing mascara though, because I have that problem with things dinging up here. It doesn't with this mascara, but it doesn't give me the biggest, baddest lash either. So what I do sometimes is I get a really huge lash with another mascara, and then I'll put this over the top so it kind of seals it in. So I do like it, but I just don't think the hype is really worth it. For brows, I wanted to try this because I like the idea of the, you know, the little ridged comb-like applicator on this, and it works pretty well. I'm kind of amazed. The thing with this kind of a product is there's no turning to make more product come out. When it stops, it stops. But this is the thing, and you can, I don't know if it's going to do it or not. The blonde is a little bit taupey, So it's slightly dark when I put a lot on, but I do like that you can turn it on its side and you can make the little lines on your brow. My brows are very thin because I used to pluck them to go to the disco. And that was the hot style back then. Ew, you didn't want to look like a caveman, okay? So anyway, the Micro Ink Pen is the name of this. It lasts all day. It's a very versatile look. So if you have darker brows than me, or want darker brows than me, this is a great option. They do have several colors. This is the lightest shade, and I think it's even called blonde. And I'm disappointed because I would like slightly lighter than this. So but I'm picky. For lip products, NARS put this out, and I found it in TJ Maxx lips. And these are great colors. Some of these colors, oh my gosh. They've got colors that I have the full size of. Anita, Juliet, Julie, Raquel, Vanessa, Barbara, and Deborah. I mean, they're just really good medium shades of lipstick. And you can use these, again, I used these all week long. This past week especially, I brought this into work because I was after lunch, I was just, I didn't want to have to worry about what was in my purse. I just had this and I had whatever shade I wanted. I tend to go more towards these the lower 40 here. This is a great combination. I think it was around $15 in TJ Maxx. So if you see this, I really like it. And I think it's a great way to try these shades out on a daily basis. Because when you see a shade in Sephora, under the Sephora lighting and the way that the shelves are lit, the lipsticks look completely different than they do outside in the sunshine when you put them on. They look darker, brighter, gaudier, very different. So this is a great way to sample all of the NARS lipsticks that are in the range that you like. Look at this. Got all fancy with their packaging. You see that? It's like the little lips on there, like a little Too Faced thing going on. Marquin's. The lipsticks are still kind of the same though. There's not really a whole lot of difference in the lipsticks. They're still a little bit on the dry side. They do last in a pinch. Great, great, great. The cost of these is a little more than the usual lipsticks. I'm so glad the packaging is different because the packaging, that old packaging that was swooped down, you had to line it up just right to close it, and then it would open up in your purse and then everything would be, bare it all. So this is great. I really like the colors. It is that same, it's pretty much that same formula. There's nothing special about the formula. The matte shade here is a little bit drier. It really is up to you what shade you want in this. I'd say give it a try, but they don't feel that much different than the old version. So I think it's really just a repackaging. So have a look at these colors. This is Bare It All, which is one of their regular colors. It's a little bit thick and a little dry. And then this other color is Bellini Overflow. This might be one of the newer ones. This is creamier. This is a creamier color. So yeah, not bad, not bad. And I like this. This is the e.l.f. Now what is the color? Oh my God. This is one of their old colors too. It's called Nectar. And e.l.f. lipsticks aren't bad at all. And I think it was like $3 or $4. So somebody was telling me e.l.f. does not accept returns on their website. So, return queen here. This is not a good sign. So I do like this though. I think that's very nice. I do like some e.l.f. products. MAC. This is a new Heart Heist. is the name of this particular gloss from MAC. It was one of their newer, well, everything's a newer collection from MAC, isn't it? This did nothing for me. It just, it smells great. It didn't really do anything though, and it never dries down properly, so it's, unfortunately, because it doesn't really dry down, I just still feel that kind of sticky, and it transfers on my coffee cups. Again, that's very distracting in a meeting when you're drinking, and then there's this big old blob of lip print on your cup. I mean, people looking at that. Between my dings in my eyes and that, you know, work was not fun. This is the LipGlass. So normally I like some of the lip glosses, they do something, but this doesn't really do anything at all. It's almost like putting just a regular plain old chapsticks on your lips. It just doesn't add anything. For the cost, it really isn't worth it. Okay, Revlon, they have a new lip line out, but it's actually one of their older lip lines. I think they've just repackaged it. These are similar to their old butters that they used to have. I have strawberry, beaming strawberry, and nude illuminator. And once you take the packaging off, I mean, they don't have testers or anything for these. This is the strawberry. It's just very buttery, very soft, very balm-like on the lips. Really, really good for winter. And then this is the nude illuminator, which would be the more of a warm tone version. So we have kind of a pinky strawberry and then kind of a nude version. But the thing with this is how beautiful the formulation is. It's just beautiful. You can't go wrong with these. So, but once you take the packaging off, it's just sticky, you know, and you don't want the packaging all over with the, you know, ingredients and everything. But I couldn't get it to come off. I have to use some of my goop off, I guess. But you can't really see the name of it very well. Yeah, I think they made a mistake with the packaging on this, but outside of that, these lip butters are beautiful on. Really, really nice. And they're very hydrating. They're shiny. They make your lips look great. Perfect for age-friendly type of makeup. So another thing that I picked up, it's a limited edition, and this is the Exhibitionist Lip Gloss. And this is from CoverGirl. And I just thought it was a nice springy kind of pinky lilac sort of lip color. I think it matches my glasses. I actually like this better than the MAC one, but it is a limited edition. I just thought it would be a really nice kind of springy, pinky kind of color that's a little bit off from what I usually wear. And so Exhibitionist Lip Gloss from CoverGirl. I really like this. And you know, it doesn't, of course, there's no color on here. I was watching who was I watching? Gem and Beauty. Gem. She goes by her real name now, but she was talking about this. This is new from Maybelline, and this is the new lipstick, and it's called Flush Punch, and it's just a beautiful color. I like it very much. It's a nude. It's kind of a pinky nude. Let's put it over the top of the gloss. What do you think? It's a really pretty color. On its own, it's a very pretty kind of, let me see if I can just do this. Okay. Very, very nice. I think that these new ones from Maybelline are really nice. I like the lipsticks. Maybelline makes great lipsticks. Revlon and Maybelline, just stunning lipsticks. I have trouble with the L'Oreal lipsticks because they have a smell to them. Same thing with the Rimmel. You know, they have that smell. It's too strong. But I do like this one, and it is called Flush Punch. And flush meaning your lips flushed, and punch is there is a little bit of color to it, but I think it's a beautiful nude shade. So if you're looking for a nice nude for spring, this is a really pretty one. Two from MAC, and one of these is, somebody had told me after I had said I was doing MAC lipsticks and things, they said this was their favorite lipstick for years, and this is called Peach Blossom. This is a good basic everyday wear. Do I have two pairs of glasses? Oh my god. You ever do that? Putting a pair on, you're wearing one like a tiara? Okay. This is Peach Blossom. Thank you, viewer who told me about this. It is a beautiful shade, and they still have it. I believe this is their cream line. And I use the clear cap so I can see what colors my MAC lipsticks are, because there's just so many in my collection now that it's nice to get an idea where they are. But this is the Peach Blossom shade. It's another beautiful shade for springtime. I saw this in the store, and when I swatched it, I thought this was a great color. This is called Fabby, and Fabby is kind of a neutral nude shade. Really, really pretty on, depending on what you're wearing. So I do have a lot of MAC lipsticks, and they're wonderful. On my nails today is Toast the Couple, and that is an Orly shade. I like these kinds of shades, and I love those new mirror ones. Have you seen those? They look like metal mirrors. Yeah, really neat. So, okay, well, that's a lot of stuff, and I think that's my makeup for this month. I will be back next week. I'll probably do some kind of a demo or something, and I am going to, in the background, be working on the MAC special, so that will be coming up shortly as well. I'm still unpacking, so you have to bear with me a little bit. I'm hoping to upload at least once a week, and I hope all of you are following the precautions that they recommend for the situation going on right now. Just be careful, be aware of all the surfaces you touch, and make sure your hands are clean and that you are as healthy as you can be. And what is it, 3-foot distance from other people, and you know, don't go out if you don't have to. Don't go to a lot of places where there's a lot of people. You know, the toilet paper thing just cracks me up, but you know, if you need it, you need it, you know. But don't stockpile it for the next 6 years, you know. You know, the more you stockpile, the less is available for people who just need a few rolls. So, you know, try to be conscious of the community at whole as well. Let's not be so selfish with how we are responding to this, because there's more people out there than you and in different situations. So anyway, on that note, I hope you all are having a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.